Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Barcast TV. It is April 19th, 2024, and once again we've arrived in a 1v1 match. This was submitted by our very own Knight to B3, or Kroyla as he's known on the Discord. Shout out Kroyla for submitting this to the Bar Academy. Happy to take a look at another one of your videos, and his opponent, lucky for us, is Medulo, so should put a hurting on him, I'm sure. Medulo's way up there, 47. I think he's top 10 on the leaderboard. So if you want to get involved in 1v1s, I'm sure he's a great person to practice against, or at least, take your beatings and watch the replay. So here we are. So typically in these, I'd like to look at more of the macroeconomic mistakes we're making as players. I don't really focus too much on like where units are, how you're controlling your units, so just throwing that out there. Take a sip of my coffee. And just a quick announcement, I'll pause this. We started I'll just plug the membership on my YouTube channel. I started this not too long ago. There's two tiers. One that supports the Bar Pro League prize pool, and another tier that lets you get 1v1 coaching for me. It doesn't have to be 1v1s. I just want to throw out there that if you want free coaching, you can just go to the Bar Academy. I can link that in the description, and you can submit replays there and just tag @mentor. And there's plenty of great guys there, but just wanted to throw that out there. So if you are on the YouTube, just do me a favor, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of these videos, and I'll be sure to continue producing them. So did you just reclaim that tree? I didn't. It just disappeared. But I didn't see your commander turret. So we'll just pretend that didn't happen. So far we're just doing the 3 max 3 wind turbines. Nothing wrong with that. I'll just point out here that say like I see your next wind turbine is queued up, and you're gonna make this 180 degree arc. Looking at your E-bar right now, I'm thinking once the factory finishes, we could just make one wind turbine here, and then come back and assist the factory, right? Because you want to burn through this E. So let's watch what happens, and you tell me, hey, could I have been a little more efficient with my building placement, perhaps, to get this out quicker? Yeah, I see that you right-click back on this. The factory's up. We have a full E-bar, so we can burn through this. Also, another little thing, I'll pause here. So our con is about to step off the factory, right? If you have this con selected and you're spamming clicking behind the factory, it will turn right there where it stood, like where it's first kind of like popped onto the map, something like that, and it'll turn right. Like basically what you did here, where you walked forward and then you walked through the factory, but you can get it much quicker. Try it for yourselves in your own games, but if you know you want to send your con behind your factory, try it, or any unit for that matter. I'm gonna pause it here and talk about the map. It's a 20 wind speed. This is a new 1v1 map, right? But specifically, just the amount of like energy reclaim could be really valuable to make a grave farmer. I mean, they're like an A solar for 110 metal. There's a lot of energy reclaim. Let's just take a look. Yeah, what is that? Like 200,000. So quite a bit. You can even make an argument that maybe like 2 or 3 would be strong, but at least 1 could be good. I like that you're just sitting here assisting out the cons. And we're on repeat, so 1 to 5. Not the worst thing in the world. We're stalling energy, so I see you're making some more wind turbines. First little scuffle over here is probably going to go to Medulo, just the way the grunts are. Grunts OP, right? Yeah, see, we're targeting that little mechs right there. Even though you did a great job microing, it just, the units auto-target mechs, so a little unfortunate. Second con's coming out. You did it there, or you clicked with the con before it reached that little like waypoint it goes towards. So that was cool, but I think if you had, it's just kind of unfortunate the pathing on that. You kind of turned around and walked through it here. Maybe it was a little bit longer in my estimation, but getting up a radar, there's not a lot of good radar spots on this map. Maybe like something like this is a good one. Like you can like edge build some radars with some cons as you walk past these locations, right? I'm not sure exactly where to throw the best ones, but this one in the base, it's all right. Continuing to assist the factory, we're stalling on energy, so this tells me stalling on energy and having a bunch of metal is make it solar, but I don't think that's quite necessary. You can really get away with like thinking of a grave robber on this map specifically just for all the reclaims. So here we go. We're gonna have a couple of grunts coming into your little main base area. Gonna shoo those away. Even feeling so threatened as to add on an LLT. Not sure if that's quite necessary. And we have an idle con right here actually. So be sure to make like a decent sized build queue, right? I think you could have swung out here and just picked up those in like a quick little motion. Even back here. So we're making another LLT. I actually don't like this. We're making 2 LLTs simultaneously. This is a great position for one, frankly. I get that chokes up this part of the map, you know, it covers this whole area. So that's really cool. And maybe protects the back of your base by proxy. Okay, I get it. This one is blatantly unnecessary. Like, your commander's right there, and so is your factory. So, I don't want to beat you up too bad on your LLT positioning. But aha, and finally we have a grave robber come out. I'm assuming this was just to pick up this single grunt over here. I'm wondering if you're going to target that, or if you're going to go into the reclaim. Okay. Not the end of the world, but we're still having E issues, right? We're assisting the factory with the commander, which is great in bot matchups, right? Personally, I think if you're playing bots as like core or arm, it's best to have your commander assisting the lab unless you have some like super early contour open. But let's pause this and take a look. Yeah, see, so this is a bit of a problem. I'll pause here, take a sip of coffee. So look what we're trying to do simultaneously. And what would be the easiest thing to fix it, right? We're assisting the factory with our commander. That's drawing, what, negative 124 energy. The factory itself isn't showing us how much energy it's drawing, but it's a bit... This contour is making minus 31, but even this is minus 32, right? So we're at negative 375 and plus 206 energy, right? And so we're stalling so hard, even our mexes are kind of getting choked out. What I would like to see here is just a few extra turbines. Wind's really high right now. Like plus 200 is about what you need to make this contour, but you'd have to cut this. Like, so if this was been just a reclaim order, that's great. If you really want to micromanage your economy, this con even could have just gobbled up these couple of trees right here before maybe like expanding over here, right? So I think more so than microing units, more so than doing anything else, it's most important really to just balance your economy and make sure we're not hitting these kind of like choke. I don't want to say choke point. It's like we're getting funneled because gosh, what's the word? Bottlenecked. We're getting bottlenecked because of E right now, and it's like it's the most important thing in the game right now. Like, and like at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, like playing as you, is to fix this. See, I see you're looking over here at these, like microing these grunts, right? Which is not ideal considering the gravity of the situation right now. And you have the metal to spend it, so it's a little unfortunate, right? So just my 2 cents. I don't want to beat you up too bad on that, but see, we're coming over here, expanding, adding more LLTs. Not the biggest fan. Is this a good spot actually for? Yeah, that's a decent spot for a radar. I'm not sure if you can quite edge build that. I believe the commander could, but not sure about the con. So you see some exploiters going up for Modulo. Not my favorite thing in the world. You both are dead even on metal produced, but you're a little bit behind on energy, but I have accessed way less. So hey, like to see that. Nice pickup on the con there. Jeez. And unfortunately, this con in the back gets iced. So how could that have been prevented? Well, I didn't want to talk too much about micro, but hey, while we're here, I would like to see something like, it stinks because you can't really go like this. I don't think that's quite the solution. You even have to like come up here and clear things, but with your units, something I like to do is say we have a grunt here, like all these lanes, right? We just have a grunt standing there. Okay, nothing can get in, right? We have a perfect arc. But we don't want to make arcs and just play super defensively, right? We want to be able to harass and pick off cons, you know, return the favor. So this is what I say like you take this con here and this or con, these two grunts here, and you move them forward, right? And we're just clearing through, finding damage, right? They're gonna meet this little run by attempt here immediately, but when you move these 1 and 2 grunts forward, replace them, right? So you just have this like chain of units that are going forward and then replacing that position, right? And you can do that like all over the map, right? So like say there are ones over here, you're coming forward and then you're replacing them with units. And you're always like clearing through attack paths your opponent are going to be coming to get you. That might have prevented this. A little more micro intensive. We just talked about how I'd rather see you macroing over microing, NBD. But hey, just, you know, we're here together looking at reviewing the game together. So if y'all have like comments on what you think I'm missing, what I'm getting wrong, be sure to let me know in the comment section. I'd appreciate the feedback. So we're all students of the game here trying to learn together, and it's way easier when you have someone looking over your shoulder. So taking a look at Medulo's base right here. He's got a single con expanding E, no con turret up yet. He's just content to sit and assist the factory with the commander. He's got his resbot on the high ground here. There was actually a decent amount of metal on first glance. It's like, it's just like 50 metal, maybe not worth it for a resbot. But realistically, it's almost 200. So the metal up here pays for the resbot. So, and there's 3,100 energy. So it's just like, there is a good, in my mind, there's an argument to make the resbot here very early. So I like we have a lot of build power just go blasting into this factory right now. We're even getting a couple more resbots. Hopefully this is to reclaim. Might end up getting shit on by these 4 or 5 grunts running by, but we're going to add on another LOT. Suddenly the LOT positions look great, right? We're totally buttoned up, but, you know, what is this? Like, I mean, we'll do a little bit of math, right? Is it 110 metal? It's 90. Is that about a little under 3 grunts, right? So what is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 extra grunts in metal, essentially, and I mean, assuming you had the build power and energy to spend it. I mean, what if you ran 12 grunts just like through here, right? You just killed everything. You could have ran 12 grunts through here, you know, gotten a lot of damage. So I think it's unfortunate there's an exploiter right there. I think there's something to be said about just defending yourself with radars and units. I know it's tempting to make LOTs and you kind of set it and forget it. Also, they're great, but grunts are better. This is a fantastic LLC. I'm not gonna deny that. Somehow Grunt came in here and killed the mechs, but it took out what it needed to do. So we're gonna turn that back online. That's really cool to see. At this point, like I'm seeing you're like stalling metal. I think it's better to just gobble up these these metal wrecks and use the build power in your main base to just make more grunts. So I see we're finally moving out with our commander. I like this. Like we've replaced the build power with the contour. We're even getting another one up. I like this. This is perfect for those of you who are kind of wondering. Got a little bit of metal in the bank. We've got full energy bar. No energy storage just yet, but I like this call out to make the extra construction turret, even with these two, like, even more so I like it because we have these 2 grave robbers out that are gobbling up these trees, and look how we can just spend this E super fast. Another little 3 grunt run by, a little unfortunate. This is good, Kroyla. I like what I'm seeing here. You've got grunts in the back, you've got grunts on the left, grunts on the right, you know? You're doing all the things. You moved your commander to a choke point, capping the mexes. Not sure how this game ends or when it ends, frankly, but we'll keep following along. Okay, so now here's the problem. E is at 5, right? So suddenly our economy's in the dumpster. Are we rezzing? Oof. I know this is great because it's a construction bot, but unfortunately... Oh, great micro, pulling that back. I think the first thing I would look for if we're stalling E this hard is like, am I rezzing anything and can it be reclaiming? Where did your 2 other res bots go? Yeah, and we're rezzing over here, so this is just like crashing your economy so hard. I would really like to see these reclaiming the trees right now, and it would be fixing this issue, right? Suddenly E turns back on, and now in my mind, if like E came back up and I don't have too much metal in the bank, but I'd really be thinking about making energy storage at this moment. Wind risk is only 5.7, so really good job. I don't think he's gonna try. He's thinking about sneaking through, but little does he know, you pre-made an LOT in the back. Nice little trade here. Maybe you dove a little too far forward, but you can't run into the exploiter, so you back up. Do the res bots run into their... Oh. See, if you had an energy storage, I think you can just cloak and walk forward and just kill these 2 exploders. That would be super strong play. I actually don't like this. I like this arc right here. However you want to hit that with your commander, but a lot of mexes there. And yeah, you just do walk forward, D on the 2 mexes, trade 50% of your HP for it. That's good to know you can actually do that. I didn't realize exploders were that bad against commanders. But suddenly, here's a huge run by in the back of your base. You've got plenty of units. I see Medulo is making thugs, which I don't like, but the map's really small, so maybe they're good. This is a great trade for you. Is he going to commit? No, he's going to go back down the hill. You have a beautiful arc right there. Really nice. Really well played. I like what I'm seeing. There's a lot of good... I like to tell players, you know, you're doing more things right than I see wrong. So keep it up, right? We need more studying, learning players in 1v1. So hope to see you around. Knight to b3. Get some thugs that are going to be able to pressure this commander's position. So that's one great thing for that. Thugs are, I think they outrange commanders, right? 380 range to the commander's 300. So even outrange, they don't quite outrange LOTs, but you can take them out very, very quickly. So nice little repair micro on your commander. Medulo's bringing his commander forward even. Now things suddenly look like they might be falling apart very shortly. He's gonna get this thug push with the repair micro, stepping forward. So here we are. Just gonna pause and take a look at the base and just remind you, right? Don't get so tunnel visioned on microing. I know this is like stressful and really intense, like, oh, there's a commander and thugs right there, but it's like you always have to be looking up and like seeing like, okay, I have 0 metal in the bank. I'm drawing negative 31 to 24, and we have a full E-bar. We're even actually accessing right now. So what does that tell you to do, you know? Well, if you have no metal and a full E-bar, I'm trying to get a factory right now. That's almost finished, right? Do we have anything queued up? I just want to unpause this and see if you... I'll continue that spiel. I just want to know what you decided to make out of this. Well, it's stalling, so it's never going to finish, right? So here's what you do. Don't be making a geo. Geos aren't probably good on a 20 wind speed map. I'd be making some energy converters, right? And frankly, I think 9 minutes into the game, maybe you could make an argument we could have an energy storage. Energy storage up already, so... Say you want to do this kind of tech switch, it's... Maybe you could get away with reclaiming your bot lab. I've never really messed around with just staying on or like switching into the air lab quickly and reclaiming the bot lab, but in my mind, like, this factory's idle. I mean, I've unpaused and this grave robber isn't even making, well, barely, there it goes. Okay, so we must have found a little metal somewhere, but just want to reiterate the point. We have to be balancing our eco. If we see these like extremes of the three, right? I'll draw the little triangle. So we have a triangle with E, uh, metal, and build power. And we're always just trying to balance the three of these, right? If we look at this current situation, well, it's like our triangle is more skewed towards E and build power, and we're really lacking on the metal, right? So you always want to balance this triangle out and think to yourself, well, I have no metal, I have excess E, energy converters, right? So you have excess E, excess metal, build power, right? So just the way I like to think about things, I think it makes it a little easier and kind of takes the decision making out of things, right? If you just autopilot into these couple things, I mean, it's like maybe better to be doing something about it than like thinking too hard about it, right? Oh, you just instantly know what to do. This is a dicey situation. I like that you're being aggressive here. We're a little down on HP to his commander, and the grunts aren't very good against Doug. So he's got these really quality units, and he's on top of his control micros, so that's great to see. But how are you going to leverage this air lab? Oh, we're going into bombers. I'll have to play. I don't think this game is about to be over. I'm looking at like 30 grunts running right towards your commander. Um, really, I like this play, being so aggressive, backing up, making him move around, but unfortunately the game is over. I'll pause it right here. Kroyla, I think you did a great job, man. Badulo is a really strong opponent, and frankly, I don't think you were in a bad position. Maybe if I were to say like a couple of big takeaways, get a couple of extra cons expanding. I know it's difficult, like this one fell like once or twice, but these are great lanes for pawns for cons to expand into. And yeah, LLTs are actually good in these positions, like an LLT here, here. Yeah, it blocks all that, right? So same for over here. Like you can even walk up, like there's, what is that? 2, 4, 6, 6 metal extractors right there. So that's one. Second big takeaway is just this factory. I don't want to say this cost you the game, but I know you could have made like just the 4 or 5 thugs like Medulla had and just continued backing up your commander. So maybe you would have lost like 4 or 5 minutes down the road, but you wouldn't have died stalling metal, right? So kind of unfortunate. So hopefully you learned something or gained something out of this. I really enjoy doing the replay reviews for y'all, so keep them coming. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys on the next cast. Thanks for watching.